Right then, lads, welcome back to 99 Sport. My name is Cossy. We're going to be ranking all Arsenal signings under Mikel Arteta. If you're watching this video on Cossy's Arsenal podcast, please make sure you do check out 99 Sport. Lots of such content on there, so make sure you do check out that channel as well. Link is in the video description. But of course, we're going to be ranking all Arsenal signings under Mikel Arteta. There are so many of them, players that have actually come in at Arsenal over the last 2 years. Arteta has really done well in terms of getting this kind of squad overall, cleaning and trimming the squad, taking out the deadwood, and also bringing in those players that you think could be the future for Arsenal Football Club. The big question right about now is, where do these signings rank in terms of money wasted and being super signings? Will they really help the club? Are all of them good signings, or some of them were actually wasted money? Now, if you look at my entire list that I've gone with 4 categories there: money wasted, average signing, just okay, and super signing. And I think, honestly, if you look at all the signings that Arsenal have done under Mikel Arteta and Edu in that spell, they really fall under that category, at least one of that category. We'll be looking at the goalkeepers, Runarsson and Ramsdale. We'll be looking at the defenders, where I think Mikel Arteta has actually put more strength, in his reign at Arsenal, in the last 2 years, ever since he joined the club. And also look at the midfield that has been really, really shaky, especially in terms of recruitment, and the forward line, which has only seen 1 or 2 signings ever since then. Consider smashing a like on the video, subscribing to the channel as well if you love the content. Let's get the party started. Right, if we start the party, lads, we'll start off with Thomas Parte, because it's one of those really, really big signings for Mikel Arteta ever since he came in at Arsenal. I'd love to understand where Arsenal fans think Parte ranks in where you think Parte ranks in signing. Is he a super signing, or is he just okay? I think the kind of euphoria that he had when he was joining Arsenal, it was surely a super signing. But when you look at what he's done over the past 2 years, very, very inconsistent. At the moment, I think he can be a super signing. Coming in from Atletico Madrid, that was a super signing. But what he has done at Arsenal, for me, I'm not yet there. I'm not yet that convinced that look, Parte has actually given us 100% of what we have to see. It's not the Thomas Partey that Arsenal really signed. It's not the Partey that Arsenal really brought in. But of course, this season you feel like it's been a little bit better, giving you those kind of very, very good performances. Match day in, match day out, and you feel he will be getting better and better. So Thomas Partey, I'm gonna be harsh and puts him in just okay. And I know many Arsenal fans will disagree with me here on this one, especially on Cossy's Arsenal podcast. They'll say, Cossy, you can't do this. Cossy, you can't do this. Parte is a super signing. But for me, what he's done, done so far, I'm not yet really convinced. I'm not yet that convinced that Thomas Partey is a super signing for Arsenal, unless he gives me a full season of absolute brilliance. I would really be convinced. But of course, there is. I think this is a tier list where some players do have, the chance for mobility from one category to another. Martin Audegard is next on the line, and I think with Martin Audegard, I think many Arsenal fans, including me, didn't want Martin Audegard over James Maddison. But as the season has, rolled in, especially in the last few months, we've seen the super Martin Audegard. We've seen that kind of player that has the talent, that kind of player that has all the technical abilities you need in a number 10. And there is no doubt, lads, for me, Audegard, yes, he's okay. He's done okay ever since he came in at Arsenal. Even on the initial loan spell for 6 months, I felt like there was something about him. There is something about him. He's a classy player, and I think in that number 10 role, if you look at how Arsenal have actually, just become okay in that kind of number 10 role, and that kind of in that kind of link up, I think it's been good for them. And I can argue that in this season, Audegard has been more influential for me. He's been more influential than Thomas Partey. Martin Audegard, lads, I'm putting him in that category of super signing. I would love to get to your thoughts and know what you think about those two. Is it controversial? Am I being very, very controversial? I'd love to know. But Audegard, lads, I'm putting him in that category of super signing. I think he's a good player for Arsenal. I think he's really, really dominant. He just needs one or two more years, to find his strength, just to, a little bit, become stronger and get used to the Premier League. And it's going to be a very, very good player for me. I'll put him in that super signing category because it really solves that problem of creativity at Arsenal. And I think he really, really is fitting in very, very well. Right, if we got to Denis Tobias, I don't know how you feel about this one. Was the average or was it money wasted? The 2 years, the 2 seasons he spent at Arsenal on loan, one under Unai Emery, but then the other under Mikel Arteta. It didn't really impress me, especially in the last year. Can we say average? Can we say money wasted? It's a difficult one, but with Denis Tobias, I'm really going to go with money wasted. With Denis Tobias, honestly, lads, I'm going to go with money wasted because I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to figure out exactly what he's done for Arsenal, apart from leading them into that FA Cup finals, and that was not the time when he was signed by Mikel Arteta. That was the time when he was signed by Unai Emery. But in the last year, he was a disaster. An absolute disaster. Look, lads, I know this is too harsh for me, but Ceballos, money wasted. And Willian, where do we place Willian? Because Willian is up next on the list. Where would you rank Willian in these 4 categories? Because look, Willian signed in from Chelsea as a free agent, and because as a player, you said there was a project going on at Arsenal, but it reached a time when he didn't believe in the project anymore. If those words are to be believed, literally saying they were lied to when they were signed for Arsenal. They were lied to that there is a kind of project, that is gonna go bang, and it literally didn't go bang. That is according to Willian. But away from all the excuses, what did he offer to Arsenal in terms of the pitch? I still think he's one of those players where maybe you've got to say, look, he was a little bit experienced and old and things like that. But for me, lads, honestly, no. Willian, money wasted. I'm not gonna lie. I would have wanted to put him in that average signing, but money wasted. I didn't see anything average about him. Money wasted. Of course, the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will be not welcome on this list, and Burnley because they were not signed in under Mikel Arteta. Of course, Aubameyang signed on a new contract under Mikel Arteta, so we will try to consider him later. But let's go to Albert Sambi Lokonga. So Lokonga signed in for Arsenal in the last summer as an understudy to either Xhaka or Thomas Partey. And I think if you look at how he's progressing as a player, he's not that kind of super signing that we wanted him to be. He's not that kind of super magician that is going to create lots of mojos in the midfield. But I wonder if Arsenal have brought in a very, very good player. Yaya Toure said that lad is going to be the next Yaya Toure. And of course, we know what Lokonga is good at. He wins the ball back. He's very good at passing it. He's very, very confident. As a young man who's coming into a very, very competitive league like the Premier League, I'm really impressed with what he's done. I'm going to put him in that category of just okay, just for now. Honestly, lads, just okay, just for now. Just for now. I believe he has the ability to do better and better and better. If you agree with me with Albert Sambi Lokonga, let me know. Ben White then, lads. Ben White. He had a very, very disgusting debut against Brentford. And everyone said, oh, look, who they brought in 50 million. But I think Ben White has actually really impressed that many of other Arsenal signings that we will look at on this list. Ben White, coming in from Brighton, he had only had one season in the Premier League, and maybe there were so many questions there. Oh, how can you bring in someone who's not even tasted? But I think he's really fit into Mikel Arteta's style. He's actually fit into Mikel Arteta's system very well, to an extent that for me, I'm going to put him up there with the likes of Martin Audegard. I think he's a super signing. And why I think Ben White is a super signing, no one expected Arsenal to go for a centre-back, especially a 50 million centre-back who had played only one Premier League season. No one expected that. I think it was very good scouting, and what he's done as a player on the field, absolutely rewarding Mikel Arteta's trust. I think it's a very, very good signing. Then we got to Tomiyasu, lads. What do you think about the Japanese? What are they called? Japanese what? Just forgot it. But what do you think about this Japanese? Is it Japan? Is it South Korea? Right back. Signed in from Bologna on a bargain. I think with Tomiyasu, we've got to agree. He's he brought that kind of order. He might not be the best right back in the league. Not even for me. He's not he's not in the best top 10 centre backs in the world. But then you've got to ask yourself, really, is Tomiyasu the reason as to why the right back position at Arsenal has received some kind of calm? Definitely he is. I can't lie about that. He is the reason as why the right back position has received the calm it is it has at the moment. So I'm gonna say Tomiyasu, not an average signing, Again, not a super signing. Again, you could just call him just okay. Not up there. And with Tomiyasu, my fear with him is that eventually, as this Arsenal side becomes better, he will lose that position to either, if Arsenal can get in Jed Spence, he will lose his position to a player like Jed Spence. Because with Tomiyasu, it's more like he's more of a centre back. He's more of he's not a full back. So I don't see him improving in those areas of becoming strong and going forward and helping the team press better. I don't see that name. So for me, just okay signing. Right, Ramsdale, lads. Oh my God. I think Ramsdale, I want to vote him best player, best signing, under Mikel Arteta, but I can't. I'm going to tell you the reason later why I can't vote Ramsdale as the best signing under Mikel Arteta. But with Aaron Ramsdale, there is no question he's a super signing. He's a super signing. Look, if anyone has got problems with that, talk to me. Yeah. If anyone has problems with Ramsdale being a super signing, talk to me. He's a super signing. There are no two ways about it. There are no questions about it. Ramsdale is a super signing. Look at what he's done as a goalkeeper. The kind of security and organization is brought into the Arsenal side, especially the back line. If you're a rival fan, you've got to be very, very envious. You've got to be very, very envious. So for me, Ramsdale, yes, he might have, there were questions after some, before signing him, the money, the amount of money and things like that. Of course, Arsenal fans are like accountants at the moment, but Ramsdale, super signing. Gabriel Magalhaes, lads, Gabriel Magalhaes. If Ramsdale, Audegard, and Ben White are super signings, honestly, Gabriel is a super signing as well. And he is my best signing under Mikel Arteta and Edu in the last 2 years. Why I will call him a super signing and why I think is the better player of all these. Ben White cost us 50, Audegard 30, and Ramsdale 30 million. Gabriel Magalhaes cost us only 27 mil from Leo. And if you look at the consistency, if you look at how calm, if you look at how organized that centre back pairing between him and Ben White is, it is courtesy of Gabriel. He's brave. He's going into the air, ground dwells. He's a super player, scoring goals as a defender. We didn't have that. We didn't have much of that from our defenders. I think you've got to argue that it's either Gabriel or Ramsdale who is better in terms of being our best signing at Arsenal. But for me, it is Gabriel, lads. It is Gabriel Magalhaes. So Gabriel, again, another super signing. Tavares, Tavares coming as a backup to Kian Tierney. He's a little bit shaky as a player, but I don't think he's average. I don't think he's bad. I don't think that he's money wasted, like many people will want us to believe. So with Nuno Tavares, I'll put him in that just okay. And with Tavares, he has very, very high chances of getting better and better and better as compared to Tomiyasu, because I feel like Tavares has problems with concentration. Tavares has problems with maturity. Tavares has problems that are easily solved, can easily be solved if you have a good manager. With Tomiyasu, I think that is him. With Tavares, those mistakes, if you take away those mistakes, he's a very, very explosive player, so I think it's just okay. I don't think it's average or money wasted, like many people will try to have you believe. Cedric Sowaris, average signing, lads, average signing. There is no question there. Cedric Sowaris, average signing. Look, he signed in that January transfer window, one of the first signings of Mikel Arteta, together with Pablo Mari. I will rank them as average signings. I think they were panic buys. I don't know why we signed them on a permanent, because initially it was a loan deal. We signed them on a loan deal, and then finally we signed them. We signed them on permanent deals. I think around 4 years, which was ridiculous for me, right? Absolutely ridiculous. But both of them have been average, especially Pablo Mari. Mari has now gone out on loan to Udinese, and Cedric remains as a backup fullback to Takehiro Tomiyasu. But both of them have been absolutely average. Runarsson, although the face is not visible, this is Alexander Runarsson. Now, with Runarsson, lads, money wasted. It was not a lot of money, hopefully, which was which works in our favor. Not huge amounts of money. It was only, I think, 1 mil, but that was money wasted. I've never seen such a bad goalkeeper in my life. Not even academic goalkeepers, can do perform at a very, very poor rate than him. So I think with Runarsson, money wasted. Aubameyang's new contract, lads, that was average. Aubameyang's new contract, average. No question there. No questions, no debate. Ever since he signed that new contract, he's been average. Ever since, until he left Arsenal, he was just average. He was just average. And then finally, I will rank Leno. Of course, Leno is not part of this, but because he's already in our entire list, we can't leave him out. I'll put him in just okay. I don't think many people will appreciate Leno, since he's gonna leave the club in the summer. I don't think many people will say, well, Cossy, he's been a good signing, but honestly, Leno was not a bad signing. Leno was an okay signing. What do you think about my tier list, and what do you think I've not really done well? Do you think there is something I should have changed, or something that I should have put right? How many players would you rank as super signings for Arsenal? And I'll speak to you in the next one.